The open call is a mechanism that we have available for providing funding to SMEs and mid-caps that are interested in implementing an logistic solution in their factory, all right? So let's take a look at the main concept. And I would like to do that by first addressing the objectives that we have in our project L4MS in providing the funding for creating this kind of projects. So we have basically three types of objectives. The first objective that we have is that we want to have several pilots to show the industry which are the benefits of implementing this type of technology. We want also these pilots to help us demonstrate that actually OPIL will drastically reduce the resources required for implementing a automated logistics solution, like, for example, implementing AGVs in your factory. The second objective regards OPIL. We want to show different examples that demonstrate the functionality of OPIL. We want to address the different issues that can be done, that can be targeted with OPIL. We also want to improve, based on user experience, the current state of this IoT platform. And we also would like to see whether there's other functionality that should be incorporated in OPIL. And then finally, the third objective that we have is to show that you can use simulation software, and in this case, as it is integrated with the IoT platform, we will call it digital twin, for designing your automated logistics system and also for helping reducing the overhead that is usually required for implementing these kind of systems. So now that you know why we are coming up with this open call, I would like to tell you more about what are we offering to companies that are interested in submitting a proposal for a project in our open call. So basically we have 5 types of things that we are offering. The first thing we are offering, and is also one of the most important things, is funding. Funding and also the possibility to perform tests. We have a scheme in which consortiums that are applying for funding can get up to 250,000 euros equity-free loans for implementing a pilot project that is dealing with automated logistics. We also have several testing facilities that can be used to eventually test some of this functionality. And the third thing that we are offering are channels to venture capital to eventually upscale the solution that has been designed in the pilot project. The second thing that we are offering you is support for designing your AGV solution, support for creating the right business case, and also support for digitalizing your logistic chain. It is not only about AGV, it is also about seeing how can you use monitoring devices, track and trace, and wearables to fully automate your intra-factory logistics system. The third thing that we are also offering is digital twin integration. So we can support you in creating factory simulations that can be used for evaluating AGV solutions and that can also be used to test production control rules. The fourth thing that we are offering is OPIL integration. And in this case, as I have already mentioned before, OPIL will enable the connection of AGV, sensors, people, ERP, and MES. It will make your automated logistics system much more flexible, and that will make it also easy to change the configuration of your logistics system and to incorporate a functionality like, for example, track and trace. And then finally, we are also offering trainings, and trainings at different levels, as I already mentioned before. Trainings for company directors that would like to understand better this kind of technology and the impact that it can have in their factory. Managers to help them learn how can you configure an automated logistics system using our OPIL technology, and also engineers, train engineers on more operational aspects that regard this kind of implementation. So if we'll take a look now at this slide again, and I will give you a couple of seconds to take a good look. These are the things that we are offering you in our open call. So you can apply by writing a proposal to one or combinations or all of them if it is required for helping in implementing your automated logistics system. All of these slides will be also uploaded later on, so you can take a look at them again with more time. I would like to show you now a couple of project examples, and please be aware that these are just 2 examples. There are many other things that you can do, but just to help you picturing what are eventual project proposals that you could submit. So one first example is addressing the planning phase. So let's suppose that at the start, so right now, you do not have an AGV solution, but you are interested in just exploring whether this is an option and whether it would really help you in improving the efficiency of your plant. So if that is your case, you could use the money of an open call for a number of things. You can use it, for example, to get support for creating an AGV solution proposal. You can also get support for creating simulations of your plant that are integrating already the AGVs. You can also get the money for helping you in getting a business plan to check whether it is really feasible for you to implement this, and also which are the long-term consequences for your factory. And then finally, we could also support you in getting funding from, for example, venture capitals for really scaling up the implementation of the system. Another example I am showing you here regards the execution phase. In this example, the starting state is different. In this case, you already have AGVs, but you're interested in seeing whether you can actually improve your system, and more importantly, whether you can make it more flexible and agile. So in that case, you could use, for example, the money of this open call to make plant simulations with integrated AGVs. You could also get it to support the attachment of your current AGVs to our OPL system. Yeah, this would require some IT development. You could also use it to test the task planning software and see whether it's and see how it manages actually the AGVs you already have in plant. You can also use it to add track and trace functionality, and you can even use it to create and test some monitoring cockpits in your factory to help you dealing with your material handling systems. Well, finally, you can, of course, think about combinations of both. So you can think on how, on projects in which planning phase and execution phase are integrated with the aim of making a logistic system that can continuously be adapted to new situations. So I hope that these examples give you an idea about what can you use the money for and the type of things that we are expecting proposals to have. So having said that, I would like to move now into the details of the open call, all right? And I'm going to do that by first giving you in one simple slide which are the main steps that you have to follow in order to set up your project proposal. So basically, there are 3 things you should do. The first thing is that you need to recognize your opportunity. So why is it handy for you to incorporate this kind of system? And why is it, more importantly, why is it handy for you to submit a proposal for the open call? And what we see is that, no, excuse me. The second thing that you have to think about is the consortium that you are going to build for deploying this project. So there might be other partners that are required to be there in order to implement this. I will show them to you in a moment. And then finally, once that you have recognized the opportunity, you have created a consumption, you will have to write the proposal, as I will also describe later in this presentation. So the opportunity recognition. Well, the opportunity depends a lot on what is the type of company that you are. For example, if you are a manufacturing SME, you would be interested in this project to support the design and testing of automated logistic systems. On the other hand, if you are a system integrator, you could be interested in this project to help you in learning how to set up simulations, and also in incorporating OPL as one of the systems and the solutions that you have for helping your customers. If you are an AGV manufacturer, you could be interested in OPL to have as a standard for connecting factories of your clients to different IT infrastructure of your clients. And if you are an IT provider, you could think also of this project as a nice opportunity to create new software functionality for automating logistic systems and to bring it to the market. So depending, once that you have identified why you would like to take part in such a proposal, you have to build a consortium. And there are a couple of things important to mention here. The first one is the max funding per project is going to be 250K. And as you can see here down in the slide, yeah, 100K is the maximum per party. And you can also see that the funding will not be awarded to individual legal entities that have already received more than 100,000 euro via open calls of H2020, L4MS, and SI projects. So please be aware of that. The consortium building, it should be between 2 or 3 companies. So there should always be more than 1 company in the consortium. And the type of companies that we expect to have in such a proposal should always be one manufacturing SME in which the logistic system is going to be designed for or implemented, plus other types of partners, like, for example, a system integrator, AGV manufacturer, or maybe an IT provider that is going to write the code for attaching your current AGVs to OPL. In the consortium building, it's also important to address that the funding is going to be provided in 3 stages. The first stage is going to have a lifespan of 2 months. And as I will explain later also, a total of 3,000 euros will be provided. In the second stage, the deployment stage, which will have a duration of 6 months, the rest of the money, up to 247K, will be granted. And then during the third stage, the idea is to connect you with potential venture capitalists to find the money to upscale your projects. And then some more details about the proposal writing. There's a template that you can use for filling in the proposal. Very important also, you can get support from the L4MS project to find the right partners. So if you are an SME, you are interested in it, but you don't have a system integrator, an IT provider, or an AGV manufacturer, you can let us know, and then through a brokerage action, we'll help you in creating the right consortium, all right? And finally, you can always ask for feedback regarding your proposal. And please remember, the deadline for submitting proposals is the 30th of November. So let's go now into more details of all of the things that I have explained here. The timeline, as I mentioned you one slide before, there are 3 different phases, 3 different stages in such a project. The first stage is once that you have submitted the proposal the 30th, and you can get up to 3,000 euros to help you making it better and also providing more technical and business details to it. We'll finish it with a championship bootcamp in which also some of the projects will be selected for continuing to stage number 2. Stage number 2 is where the real deployment will happen. You will get business support, technical execution, mentoring, to make sure that the things that you have proposed in your proposal are actually also implemented in your factory. And then stage number 3 is about helping you in getting the loan and venture capitalist investment to upscale your pilot projects.